She's always been one.
Yeah.
You know, nothing
That
wrong
cat suit,
at all.
the leopard cat suit. One guy in America didn't stop everything they
Good
were doing.
Lord. I remember when I saw that, I was like, that woman is so fine. She could stop a clock.
Yeah.
It is Thursday at 12:30. It is time for the drop. We're at Cactus World Music headquarters. That weird light is right behind me. It's like just blinding people. Let's adjust here.
Adjustment.
Yeah. Well, so now you have one.
No?
We might as well just do this. That's Quinn Bishop. We're going to talk. Hopefully we don't blind you as we go through the list. Is it time for the list?
It's time for the list. We got one. We got new. We got cool. We got essential. We got stuff you got to know about. And we're going to kick it off with a big one here. First album in many years from Shania Twain.
Yes, sir.
This album's called The Queen of Me. Multi-platinum recording artist, 5-time Grammy winner. And if you purchase this record from Cactus Music, what do we got for you, Ruben? What do we got for you?
It looks like an autographed copy,
We got autographed copies for you. This
while they last.
We have come with an insert of the album art sign and pretty good signature. Some of these the artists like kind of rose through pretty quick. That looks pretty legit.
And she has come back full force.
Full force, man. Hitting like all media, just really flexing her muscle after some time out. And you know, she's one of those artists everybody wants to talk to her. She's got, for those that don't know, she has like a really unusual personal story that I think is very compelling and, you know, classic country rags to riches kind of thing. And then, you know,
when she came on the scene, there was like, who's this gal from Canada?
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't take long.
Did not take long.
Because she became a hit machine.
She sure did. And this record's produced by hitmaker David Stewart, who worked with BTS, is what, you know, that's the closest, most recent point of reference for him.
That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know. So pick it up. I think it's going to do really well.
There you go, Shania Twain.
She's very visible. She's like on every.
She's everywhere. She's on every show right now. Love that.
Okay, so from the obvious to the what you need to know about the Kitty Beats. This is Music to Live To. This is his album Louie. Those of you who don't know, he's a
well-known producer,
songwriter, collaborator with hip hop guys. Really, you know, he's all about the trap music. This is indie store exclusive on Blue Vinyl limited edition, but really kind of known for his collaborations with Denzel Curry. But he's worked with a bunch of people. If you like the hi-hat moving really fast, trap music, he's your guy.
Got a little Thundercat on here as well, I believe.
Yeah, and so this is his first solo record. I think he was like playing tracks for people to see, like, hey, should I actually put this out?
Dedicated to his dad, I think.
Is that right?
I think
That's cool.
The album was dedicated to his father.
Sweet.
But I will tell you, there's not like lyrical content here. There's sampled. There are some kind of like voices coming in and out that, you know, it sounds like you're at a party or something, but it's mostly this kind of, can I say, pastiche of beats and samples and stuff. Really cool stuff. I only got through about the first 4 or 5 tracks, but like I was like, yeah, I need to get this one.
And for a point of reference, he really like his big influences are Chance and Kid Cudi, and, you know, so some of the more ethereal hip hop guys that are
artists
really
out there.
Artists. There you go. Okay.
That's why you keep me around.
Is it?
I think maybe.
Next up, indie store exclusive vinyl from Catatonia. This is Sky Void of Stars. And man, I have an awesome quote about these guys.
Hit me.
I found. You ready?
Go.
They are known as the Meritorious Masters of Melancholic Metal.
And I would say that is spot on.
Yeah.
That is spot on. This is a good kind of get into it if you not a person that likes metal.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
orchestra, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
They really work.
I mean,
in
they
a
have
lot
heavy
of-
moments. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, it's heavy.
There's some. There's some. There's definitely, you can tell it's metal. But yeah,
they're
this is really
taking
good.
you. They're taking you somewhere. It's not one of
Yeah,
those
yeah.
metal bands that just kind of starts at point A and goes from point A really to point
What's
A
my
really
favorite
quickly.
phrase? They've got their own thing.
They got their own thing, baby. New record from them. Kind of, band
Cool
from
artwork. Really cool artwork.
Europe. Yeah, they always do. Band from Europe really kind of rose to prominence in the 90s, and this is their first album in a while.
And any metal festival in Europe, these guys are probably on the bill.
Yeah, no doubt. That's what they do. Next up, we have the People's Champ and you got to love this, my namesake, hip hop guy, Quinn XC2.
Now this one I don't know because I saw it on the list, but I didn't have time.
Yeah,
to
we
get
have
into it.
these are autographed copies as well of this. For those that don't know, he's from Detroit. This is on a new label. This is on Republic Records, which is a Universal imprint. But he's been on Sony, racked up several hits on Sony Music, and it's hip hop and pop. And we also have these are great.
It's a little baseball card,
We got some baseball cards. Quinn.
and it's got his stats on the back. So get down here, guys. Get one of these. This is really autograph copy. You mentioned that already. A little feature from Big Sean on here too.
You got Big Sean.
You got Big Sean on there.
You got
Okay,
Big
cool.
Sean.
Where do you want me to put this so we don't lose it?
I'll just put it in the box.
Put it in the box.
Next up, so this is there's been multiple limited editions of this record out. This is the version of the album that's going to stay in print in perpetuity. This is Patient Number 9 from Ozzy. Big news from him this week.
He has retired from touring. Just announced that. The press, his statement kind of, I guess, leaves the door open for the occasional gig here and there, but physically he is unable to tour. Had to deal with those surgeries last year before.
Yeah.
And although he came out of it and was really progressing, it's just too much for. We were talking about this little 74.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of miles on that frame, so the poor guy. But
And the physical rigors of touring, if you have back issues, is just it's driven a lot of people off the road.
Yeah.
And you had a great quote earlier. We were talking about retiring high
retired.
profile people.
Tom Brady and Ozzy retired on the same day. The goats,
The goats.
different goats, but
They're goats. They're goating with it.
yeah.
Hey, our last new release is one that you and I have talked about and kind of discovered independently. And this is a local artist. This is Junebird in. Where did you hear this record?
I was leaving Stephen F. Austin University. They've got a great radio station, KSFA.
That is almost a
KSFA.
shout out.
It's a shout out. It's a great radio station. And I was leaving Nacogdoches, and I was like driving and hitting Shazam. I was like, what is that? What is that? What is that? And then you get to Lufkin, and
Gone.
It's gone. But Junebird, yeah. So, and in store?
In store next Saturday. They're going to be playing Cactus music next Saturday. And so, they just walked it in, new local record, seeing if we could carry it. So it's available.
It's
in
really
the store
good
for sale. And then
It's really good.
First listen, I'm like, oh, this is really
Terrific.
Good. I thought it was like kind of rootsy, kind of reminded me of like Slobberbone or kind of more of the kind of southerny, modern, rootsy hard rock stuff. But also, there's like a Dennis or Jr. thing going on there. It's good, super tuneful.
Yes. Highly recommended, folks.
Check it out.
Highly recommended.
Support a local artist.
Support your local artist.
And I think they've got some gigs coming up I think they're playing the Big Top in February. So see them at the store and check their music out online. Cool band.
And a cool name.
Yeah, I think so too. All the names have been taken.
All the good names are gone.
It's hard to come up with a
All
good
the good names are gone. I remember when like suddenly new bands were just one word.
Yeah.
And then it was one word and a number.
Yeah.
Or just a number.
And then Claus Rock. Panic in the Disco.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or I'll see you next
Yeah.
week. Or
Dangling participles or incomplete sentences or
it's hard to
whatever.
fit on the marquee at the gig for
Now
sure.
what do we have? We have Junebird.
We got Junebird.
A return to sanity.
Keeping
a return to sanity.
Keeping it short and sweet.
Thank God. All right.
All right. Now our popular Finally on Vinyl segment. And so these are all records that have been available digitally and on CD, but are finally making their vinyl debut. New music from Weezer. And I don't know how you say this. It's SZNZ. I don't know. Read that quote.
We're not Weezer Elfcore era.
Elfcore.
So this is basically their Legend of Zelda phase.
I believe so. So they're going to do like this is going to be like released in 4 parts, and this is the first part. This is spring. I'm assuming that there's going to be all the seasons are going to be in there.
If there are hardcore Weezer people watching this right now, we're about to get roasted in the comments.
I will say this: they are remarkably unpredictable. If you think you've got it figured out what they're going to do next,
you're sadly
wrong.
Mistaken.
But I mean, sounds good. Sounds like them.
It's like a concept album?
It is. There's a concept of the
seasons.
That's it. Seasons.
Yeah. Oh.
I should pay more attention to these things. So
colored vinyl, baby.
Colored
Weezer
vinyl.
fans, glow in the dark. Come get it.
Glow in the dark.
Come get
the
it.
next one will be glow in the light.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yachty, no longer Little Yachty, from what I can tell.
Smart move.
Let's start here. And this record has a really interesting story. It's a psychedelic alternative record that he was playing with a band. Decided, and I got to have a band, and work this out. He is a huge fan of Dark Side of the Moon, and this record is inspired by Pink Floyd's
I
Dark
did
Side
not
of the
know
Moon.
that.
I know.
That's crazy.
I haven't listened to it yet. I got to check it out.
And that cover is creepy.
The cover is
super creepy, but in the best possible way. So I'm down with that.
Yeah, it's making
Cool,
you think.
man.
It almost does have like a progressive
Now
look to it, right?
Totally. Yeah. No, I got to listen to this. So, right?
Yeah,
double album. Let's start here. Cool, man.
Now,
phone's ringing already.
Phone's ringing. I know. So I'm curious if you listen to the Yachty record and you sync it with
The Sound of Music.
No,
what was it? Wizard of Oz.
Someone's gonna do that.
Oh my God.
How high do you got to be to figure that out?
But let's find out. It's a challenge.
And coming right along here, Zac Brown Band, the Comeback Deluxe is another 2022 release that is now making its final debut. I mean,
not psychedelic
at all. This guy's a superstar. If you don't know, he's had 15 number 1 country radio singles. Lots of guests on this record. Jimmy Buffett, Cody Johnson, Jamie Johnson. Got all the Johnsons on there.
Marcus King.
We like
Blake
him. Blake Shelton, James Taylor. He does such a
off.
good job of blending like the classic, relaxing, easygoing the 70s music with your modern country. My family loves him.
Well said.
They went and see him at Wrigley. Show at Wrigley. Oh, Gregory Porter's on there. I didn't even notice.
I didn't see that either.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he's doing Zac Brown doing? Yeah, they're doing rodeo. I think they're coming for rodeo. I believe so. All right,
that's our first rodeo plug of the season. I think you heard it here. You heard it here first.
That's right.
Okay, now to the super popular reissue program of the show, which we, I have to research a lot of the new music and like listen to it, but
not this one.
It's easy when you get to the reissues. Like we know this stuff, and everybody knows this. This is Eminem, the Eminem Show. It's came out 2002. People, it's over 20 years old. Produced by Dr. Dre. This is a big record.
Still sounds like dropped it yesterday.
Yeah, so it still sounds super fresh, and so they've expanded it to include a whole nother disc if you have the CD or 2 LPs, 18 rarities, live stuff, alternate versions, demos.
Must have for the hardcore fan.
And I think it's fun when you get like an expanded version of a record like this that everybody knows, top to bottom, people know this record. To hear like alternate stuff, instrumental versions of some of the tunes and things like that. It just makes for a fun listen.
Dude, there's a lot of stuff on here.
A lot of stuff.
That is crazy.
A lot of stuff.
That is crazy. All right.
All right. One of the greatest artists to ever emerge from Texas. This is Doug Somm.
Without a doubt.
Is a collection called The Genuine Texas Groover. And if you are having deja vu, it is because this was a Rhino Records that administers all the Warners and Atlantic catalog. This was a piece, 20 years ago that went out of print. And this is Doug made 2 records for Atlantic Records Country Division. And there were only, I think, 7 or 9 albums released by Atlantic that were country records at that time. The others you may know are Shotgun Willie from Willie Nelson and Phases and Stages, along with several other. It's kind of uncanny. Every record that they issued that was a country record was like essential. These 2 records, Texas Tornado,
absolutely,
might be familiar with that.
Absolutely.
And Doug Somm and Band are regarded as really game-changing, country rock records. And I say country rock, but there's a big band. There's all kinds of stuff going on there.
Yes.
Essential music, Texas music, and this has not been available in any form in quite some time. So reissued, I think maybe just for they sell enough of them in Texas to reissue.
I still end up a couple of times a year. I'll have to watch that Austin City Limits Texas Tornado set.
It's great. Yeah, there's a couple of them out there.
Freddie Fender, come on.
Yeah, one of the greats. Okay, next up, Avenged Sevenfold. Some heavy stuff. Very, 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 very popular.
I believe about to return to the road.
Yeah, and conveniently, let's reissue our best known works.
Absolutely.
So you've got the self-titled record. I always like that cover. And Nightmare. And people love these guys. This is a big band. And Sire Warner Brothers label, both produced by Andy Wallace. And
Translucent Orange, love it.
I got Translucent Blue.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Can't have just a black record.
Yeah.
That wouldn't get the kids out to pick them up. Yeah. By kids, I mean adults. So Hitting the Road Again, and those are back on the shelves. I don't remember those being reissued anytime recently, so you can pick those up again if you're a fan.
Super cool.
And 10-year anniversary of the Lumineers.
Kind of doesn't feel like 10
Davey
years.
Ray does not
feel like 10 years, but
so this is packaged with 9 outtakes and alternate versions, live songs to celebrate the 10th year release of this huge record that you could not escape from. And I think they're kind of terrific. They've really kind of figured out their own niche in the roots music thing and still connected to pop music. They played the store like the week this record broke. Like it had been out for a little while, but like right when it blew up, like we had to. We were at capacity, and it was like the first big event. They're terrific. Again, my family loves them, so we're connected with them.
And Black Vinyl.
Black Vinyl, anniversary Black Vinyl for you. Okay, let's talk about these guys. This is I saved this one for last in the reissue. This is another the coffee table book. That's also a coffee table.
Yes.
This is New Order Low Life, the definitive box set, definitive edition. Big record, fan favorite for these guys. Kind of where all came together as far as the singles. There's great singles on every record, but. And they just announced touring.
Absolutely.
They're going to be here,
hitting the road.
They're going to be here.
A buddy of mine saw Peter Hook last year. He said it was a great show.
The staff saw him. Said it was terrific. Yeah. So you get a couple of live DVDs that are of the era of them performing on that tour. Whole disc of outtakes in a 48-page hardbound book. This is the CD DVD edition. I'm guessing there'll be just a regular LP later. It's hard to cram that much content onto
this is a big
vinyl package. So
my wife
I'm excited. You know what? I'm gonna probably get some new order shade thrown at me on this, but I saw them 3 times like early on.
Yeah.
And they were terrible every time.
Really?
I thought they were. It was an expensive ticket.
More of a studio band.
I think. I felt like there was like a disconnect between what they were there to do and what they did.
Yeah.
I think both times I saw them, I don't think they even played an hour. Just didn't really, it wasn't great.
Wow. Okay. All right,
So
there you go.
But now I hear it like that Day for Night show. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's the greatest thing ever."
Yeah.
Like, okay, I gave up on him too quick. So
All right.
I'm gonna make plans to go see him.
All right. Good.
We got a couple of jazz reissues. The Great Donald Byrd. This is live at the Half Note. Duke Pearson. You know,
Great trumpeter.
The audiophile edition of this. As we often talk about, jazz is meant to be experienced live, and so here you go, live at the Half Note Cafe, a Blue Note classic.
Now, this guy, you know, I mean, unless I'm wrong, I mean, you know, from the 50s in through the 70s, I mean, he never stopped
putting
out
disco
music.
hits and stuff.
Yeah, I think he was what the band was Blackbird, right?
Yeah,
and they
that's
you know you got a little funk, you got a little almost pre disco-ish sounding things that were you know that were really cool.
I mean, it was, you know,
it's really cool.
Of jazz guys had a hard time, but they fall out of favor. Yeah, but he always managed to blow whichever way the wind was blowing, and make relevant records.
Blow.
Oh, see what you did there. Okay, our second jazz reissue of the week. This is Night Train from Oscar Peterson Trio, really regarded as one of his best records. And this record features quite a few Duke Ellington tracks. Yeah. This, you know, you get Ray Brown and Ed Thigpen. Great trio record. I mean, who doesn't love piano trio records? You know, you don't get anybody else there messing it up. And, you know, just the sound of I think, bass drum. And they call that a cocktail combo.
Yeah. And if you don't have any of this in your life, get some.
I will tell you, this record shows up a lot here at the store when people bring in used records, because it's one of those records that connected to music fans beyond the jazz fan. Like, this is a record that people, you know, let's say they own, you know, they got 100 records, they own 5 jazz records. This is one of them. Yeah, it's really
approachable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you think jazz might not be for you, maybe that's a good. It will seem. Familiar.
I don't know Verve.
Verve is it was Polygram's. They were a standalone label. They did very few rock records. It was mostly a jazz label.
Yeah, interesting.
And now, of course,
cool.
Part of the Universal family label. Yeah. All right. This is cool. Then we get to the indie store exclusives, and I get to talk about two of my favorite records. I love Curtis, man. He's like one of my all-time favorite guys. You get Curtis live, and you got his self-titled 1970. This is when he leaves the Impressions, launches his own career. I love that. This album cover is so great, right? Yellow suit. Don't you have one of them?
Yeah. No, but I need to get one.
And he's just chilling. And man, this record is so good. You know, people know a lot of these songs from movies. You got Move On Up. You got If There's a Hell Below, We're All Gonna Go. Give It Up. This record's like one of the great records of that decade.
And this one is on burgundy fruit punch vinyl.
Mine's just on light blue. And that live record, I will tell you, that live record. There's a lot of live records that are just souvenirs of a tour. You know, hey, we just did this big tour, let's cash in, let's release a record.
Right.
But there are very few records that are like transcendent live records that put you in a place and stand with the artist's best work, and that is one.
There you go. High praise, people.
That is one to pick
up. High praise.
All right, next up, this is another one of my favorite guys. This is a kooky guy. Don Covey is known for being wrote hits for Marvin Gaye, wrote Chain of Fools for Aretha Franklin, but his own records are really kind of out there, concept records. You can tell by the cover here. This is Don Covey and the Jefferson Lemon Blues Band, Different Strokes for Different Folks. I think this is
1972. Yeah, 1972.
Recorded in Muscle Shoals.
Perfect.
And he's one of those guys. He always had enough mailbox money from all the hits that he was writing, and he's still, even outside of the hits, he plays tons of songs on a bunch of records.
Right.
One of his big records, the Atlantic Records Seesaw, which is, I think, one of the best top to bottom soul records of the 60s. Right. And man, he just used that loot to go make a bunch of kooky, crazy records, and I love them.
And this one, in case you're wondering, reissued here on heavyweight red virgin vinyl.
Oh, yeah. And this is not, I don't ever remember seeing this on, I don't even have this. I had the CD when it came out. And then this is an RSD Essential title, which your record stores think you should have.
So if you open it up, you'll get him completely standing up in what appears to be this musketeer outfit. But he's like, I'm bad to the bone, and I'm gonna rock this.
He is. There's no doubt.
I'm just killing it.
And then we're going to end with another record store day essential. This is a big record for a lot of people. This is the Far Side.
Very cool.
Bizarre Ride 2. West Coast hip hop. And man, this was a big one. This is on yellow and what else? It was yellow and purple vinyl. This album is in Rolling Stone magazine's top 500 hip hop records ever. Hugely influential.
Yellow and purple splatter vinyl. Yeah, this is cool, man.
Read the singles. I love the.
I don't think I can.
No, here,
where are we?
Right there. The titles of the singles are great.
Passing by, yeah, of course. Pack the pipe. Yeah, mama.
Yeah, mama.
Yeah, mama.
Pack the pipe.
Yeah, it's great. A must. It is a must. It is a must if you are a West Coast hip hop fan.
Well, there you go.
And there's a little picture of the splattered vinyl in the corner.
So do your homework. There's a lot of new stuff, but go listen to some classics, no doubt. And that's it for the bag of records. There's other stuff talking about some other stuff.
Yeah. If you're watching this in real time tonight,
Margot Price. White Oak Music Hall.
Yeah.
And I
wish I could go to that.
I'm sad to see she's selling out everywhere, and it's just it's classic Houston. Like she doesn't really get any radio play outside of non-commercial, and I think
we talked about the album last week or week before,
and we still have autographed copies of the LPs or the CDs and the books. Man, she's going places. She's Catch a Star on the Rise. Go see her.
I like that.
You might see some of the Cactus staff there hanging out.
Some of the Cactus staff.
I might wander down the street too, but Thursdays are tough.
Thursdays are tough. It's a school night, man. It is a school night. All right, so we talked about the June Bird in store. If you're in the neighborhood,
we'll talk about that again next week. Remind people that is happening.
Yeah. So not this week.
Not this weekend.
Next weekend. All right, cool. Yeah. That's Super Bowl weekend.
It is Super Bowl.
So you can start Super Bowl weekend with June Bird here. Will there be refreshments from St. Arnold's?
There will be complimentary beverages, canned beverages.
What's it cost to attend this event?
That would be free.
Free, people. We're saving you money. We're giving you beer and good music. And then you'll be pumped.
Yeah, could it be any better?
Pumped for Super Bowl weekend. All right, we're going to get out of here because that's our time. We don't want to piss off the sponsors. Oh, John Silver, I'm here. The Magical Magician. Hey, fam, what's up? Love to see you there with us. Arthur Mireles, is that a printed or autograph or a original autograph?
It is an autograph. It is hand signed.
Yes, everything here is original. Nothing.
So what they do, the process is they ship the artist like a bunch of these inserts, and they have to like block out time to sign
sit there and
several thousand of these things, and then they send them back to their management, and the management has them inserted into the
packages.
CDs or LPs.
There you go.
That's how
you can
that
get
happens.
The good stuff. All right, cool. Good question. Thank you, guys. All right, man. We're out of here. We will see you next Thursday. Peace. Block out that light, man. I got to do something about that. Get some shades. Bye. See you. There it is.
Boom. How the production team work on that.
We'll have.